Sanjay gave nice feedback to my recent videos on the Purchasing Chessboard and is asking for real-life examples. This made me remember a question I get frequently. Lots of people acknowledge the Purchasing Chessboard and appreciate the fact that it is well known. But when I talk to them, they ask me, is this just a fancy marketing tool or does the chessboard really work? In today's video, I will answer this question with a story about how I got into an entirely new industry and how the Purchasing Chessboard made me succeed. Let's get started. 10 years ago, the CPO of a leading PC maker invited me to introduce the Purchasing Chessboard to the leadership team. In preparation for this meeting, they provided me with a couple of examples. One of these examples was commercial notebook PCs. Commercial notebooks are the high-end ones you get from your employer and not the consumer-focused ones that you would buy yourself. The example essentially went like this. They have good cost engineering and pretty much know how much the notebook should be allowed to cost. Engineering is used to working with one of the ODMs who is well known for its good product development skills. Engineering does not have the bandwidth to enable another ODM. As a result, a new generation of notebooks typically launches well above the cost engineering target. What to do? Well, the first step for me was to Google the acronym ODM. At that point in time, I had no clue about the high-tech industry. Turns out, an ODM is an original device manufacturer. These are suppliers that do the detailed engineering, assembly and distribution for high-tech companies. Most ODMs are headquartered in Taipei, and the best known one is Foxconn. Others are Compal, Wistron, Pegatron and Inventec. Armed with this knowledge, I consulted the Purchasing Chessboard. In Purchasing Chessboard logic, cost engineering equals G1, cost-based price modeling. G1 is a fantastic method if you enjoy overwhelming demand power and are dealing with numerous suppliers who are qualified and eager to take your business. Let's contrast this with the situation of the PC maker and the ODM. Yes, the PC maker is one of the top 3 players, so definitely high demand power. But depending on how you count, there's only a handful of ODMs. And if you consider other factors, in reality there are only 2 or 3 ODMs a PC maker can work with. So ODMs are not at the bottom of the chessboard, but at the top. Cost engineering is certainly an interesting input to a negotiation with an ODM, but hardly sufficient to swing it. An ODM has huge engineering teams, big factories and capable supply chain management. What the ODM is worrying about first and foremost is utilizing their resources and capacity. At the same time, the ODM has a lot of influence on the success of the final product. Tiny little details can make the difference between a stellar success or a flop in the market. So it feels that it would be smart for the PC maker to incentivize the ODM appropriately. For example, in a 1/3, 1/3, 1/3 split. 1/3 of the ODM's compensation would cover the ODM's base cost, 1/3 of the ODM's compensation would be tied to units the new notebook sells in the market, and 1/3 would be tied to the profit margin the new notebook achieves. I presented this approach in the CPO's leadership meeting. The result of this was me spending the subsequent 10 years mostly working in the PC industry. This example illustrates nicely how the logic behind the Purchasing Chessboard clearly works across industries. It even helps you solve problems in industries that you're totally unfamiliar with. Now it is your turn. In the comments down below, let me know how the Purchasing Chessboard has helped you solving problems. And should you ask a question like Sanjay did, I promise to get back to you within 24 hours, and I may even respond with a dedicated video like this one. Thank you for watching, and I see you in the next one. Bye.